We back, and it's time to infiltrate the city council. Let's see how easy this is. More than likely it won't be. Hello.
I'm going to see the Mint Master. May I enter?
Yeah, we
Any
got
fool
some
could say that.
dirt on
What do you
the
want from him?
master. I have an
I have an
appointment.
appointment with him.
All right, go ahead then. But don't waste too much of his time.
And no idiot could say that. Moron. Worst guard ever. Well, if it isn't Ulrich.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll
So-
call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call
That's
it what
one way you
like.
can phrase it.
I need to get into the city council assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
I'd like to see the king.
Surely you wouldn't deny me a chance to meet the king.
Don't try that on me. This is connected with Ruthard, isn't it? And tell the truth.
I want to know what he wants from the council. I want to present myself to high society. Yeah, why not?
I want to know what Sigismund tells the council. I hear it'll be important.
You want to spy?
Pretty
Do
much.
you know what you're risking? And what I'd be risking?
Well, it's either this or
Forget
I
it.
get you killed.
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me.
Well, I mean, if anyone
That will be
catches
the
me,
end of our business.
you're
together.
getting. It's either none of us or both of us. Deal? That's not for you to decide. How about a few groschen? Yeah, give me some money.
And how about a few groschen to seal our fruitful relationship?
You're worse than a horse dealer. Have it your way, then. You can get into the council assembly
$65.
relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
What's his name?
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved his worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
What do I need for the job?
What will I need to work as a waiter?
Probably a
then?
certain attire.
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
Where can I find the boy?
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today
So I
from
beat him
Master
up
Taylor Schneider.
if I
You'll
won't-
almost
if he
certainly
won't let
run
me
into him there.
take his place.
That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is Zum Eisernen Adler.
How do I get him to cooperate?
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him?
Yes.
I told you how to get to the assembly. Now do your part.
No, I think a
we
letter
going then?
would be great.
See you at the council.
Just make sure we both come out of it alive.
So there's three ways this can go. Neither of us have an issue. Both of us have an issue. Or just you has an issue. There ain't no way I'm the only one who's going to have an issue here. So, we're still wanted from yesterday with that torch incident. Which was quite unfortunate. Why did I think there were three? I guess not. It's only C and D. Alright, which one's which? D, obtain the clothes. C, obtain the certificate. Well, D is right here. We might as well. So I would assume this is the lady we got the clothes from. Hello.
What would you like, sir?
Or
Look
not.
at your wares.
Yeah, I guess not. I guess this is just a lady.
What can you do?
What can you do? You're just not selling what I need. Who would I be talking to then? Hired hand, artisan, townsman, trader, armorsmith, townsman. There's a tailor here.
What can I do for you?
I heard you sewed clothes for Franta Kuldan.
I hear one Franta cooldown is supposed to come and pick up new clothes from you.
You're too late. Franta already came and picked up the goods. You just missed him.
Are you kidding me? Okay. Well, where is he? What the heck? Why are there 3 of them? I don't know what's going on over there.
Come and take a look. Quality good.
I still don't understand why some of these pigs are, like, out of their pen. What the heck going on there? Hello. Are you not open? How'd that just happen? How am I supposed to get inside? Hey! Come open this. Maybe I can go around this way. Why is that? No, that works too. And don't come back here. Well. Frontaco. Let's close this. Hello, sir. So you are the
You
royal
must be
waiter.
Franta cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
Your
I'm
replacement.
I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
I can do a better job.
But the thing is, that job is just my thing. And a fellow could easily disgrace himself in front of the king. Do you feel up to it?
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them
How much they paying
councillors
you?
stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with pictures so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
Yeah.
I want to see the king in the flesh.
Why's that?
Well, I heard a lot about him. How he won lots of battles, how he's courageous, just...
And as
He's a king.
bad-tempered as the devil. He's
Who
got
doesn't
the
want to see a
councillors
king?
shitting themselves, fearing what's coming at this assembly. The more I think about it, the happier I am about not having to be there. To begin
works.
with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Yeah.
Of course. Who do you take me for?
We're an alcoholic.
All right, no need to get upset. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need
That
a
makes
waiter's
sense to me.
livery. I had a brand new one made.
Yes, I heard.
Here it is. I look like a prick in it. Hopefully it'll sit better on you. The main thing is,
She just
don't
locked the
lose
door
it
again.
before the assembly or get it covered in shit.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you. I promise.
You better not. Take care.
See, what makes no sense is why was this locked?
That's odd. Who opened this?
It's not open. It's now open. Crazy lady. Okay. So we got our outfit. You know what I'm thinking? To bolster, I think it's under other, to bolster our charm, let's get a strong Mintha perfume. By 30 by 3 for 30 minutes. Ah, I smell wonderful. So you said don't get it dirty. We'll change. Was it this building? I guess. That's me. Alright, so we gotta strip down. No. Alright. armor. Royal waiter. Royal. What? Just... Oh. Oh my gosh, we're gorgeous. Alright, so because we're not shoed, we gotta put some other things on. I guess we'll take these. Other than that, I don't think we can really have anything else. Wow, we're beautiful. If only those matched. Oh wait, what about gloves? Gloves. Noble gloves. Wow. Look at us. Our charisma's 28. It'd be a little nicer to get it a little higher than that. And I also have a feeling that they're not going to like me having any weapons. Wow. Here we go. Reporting for duty, Major Domo.
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
He fell down a well. He's sick.
He got poisoned. Probably from food. He's writhing in agony. By turns praying and cursing, spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough. All right. At least you're here.
We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on.
So,
Why
let's
can't
have a
we
look
just
at
kill the king?
have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure.
I do.
Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap.
I do.
A tunic you have.
I do.
Hose are good.
They are.
It's a good thing you've got no steel on you.
Let's go.
You need to be light on your feet to run around tables. Everything as it should be.
Glad to see it, lad.
Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
Be happy to learn.
I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short,
So
behave as if
stand
you're
on the
not there.
table and
but
dance
when
like
one
a
of the
monkey.
gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double.
You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaid or red monastery wine.
White or red by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarjitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble.
none
So
for
the assembly has to
Zarjitz.
be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarjit stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him.
There's a lot of rules.
And the most important thing?
Don't give anyone the wrong drink. Stay in the background.
Just stay in the background and keep quiet until
I mean, I
someone
feel like they're
asks me
both pretty
something.
important.
Correct. The councillors have a lot to discuss, and they certainly don't need any interruptions. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
Understood, sir. I don't
Absolutely.
even know about messing up. I'm
I'm a
gonna be
waiter,
great.
after all. Not some street gossip monger.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just anyone can serve the King of Hungary, but you'll manage it. Right?
Of course. I know what I need. Wait for the council. I still need a moment to... Yeah, I know
I
what I
know
need.
everything I need to.
White
I can do
bread.
Excellent.
Keep that
Put
guy
away your
Adam
things
dry.
here.
Don't
It's
look
easier
at
to
the...
serve with a lighter
king.
load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
Kuttenberg City Council. Morning. Alright. Orders. A guest will order wine, either white, Tokaji. So, Asian sounding white, monastery red, by calling out to you and raising their hand. If you're unsure, you can ask them to repeat their order. Pouring wine. On the table, in the corner of the room, you'll find two pitchers. take the one that the guest wants, pour it, walk to his table. Chat will activate the option to pour wine for him. After serving the guest, you can return the pitcher or wait to see if the next guest wants the same wine. Be careful not to let the guests wait too long or pour them wine they didn't order. Gotcha.
The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons.
So these.
Our
Okay.
current Waffenarsenal is a joke, and on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it.
Keep an
Should
eye
the
out.
town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting,
Red.
Eldris?
I don't know
saying
which
that
guy
the
that was.
bandits who freed Hennig, the Dry Devil, used that thing. That Hackenbücher.
Here you go, sir.
Come now, waiter. I wanted red.
Where did
This,
they get
this
them?
is raw.
You're the one who should
Is this
know
not
where they
red?
got them.
Did I
Since you're a
mess that up
gunsmith.
already?
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they
What?
had them, Herrgott. It is eine
Come now.
Schande.
That is red.
I wanted red.
Have better weapons
That's
than the
literally
city
red.
garrison. And Herr König
I apologize.
surely knows this too.
What is it,
Hello?
Eldris? You smell a deal?
What
Here you
I
go.
smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeit
Why can't I do it?
The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter
I don't understand.
in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you
Well,
want
now he
to
doesn't
defend
want it?
yourselves with a few
Okay.
rusty halberds.
I have no idea.
Want to
Get
fight.
me white.
Exactly.
Alright.
The merciful King Sigismund is
I have no idea why that didn't work.
Isn't it?
Der König
Alright,
and
who's-
his army will not be here forever.
Oh, this is Adam.
Shut
I'm
up!
sorry, sir.
The king can arrive at any
Orders
moment.
from above.
This
What
is
if he-
unbelievable.
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always
Still don't get why I
confiscate
wasn't
the
able to give
property
that
of the
guy one.
king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes...
wine.
The king
Red.
fears that this town will
Coming
rise
up.
against him.
Okay, I get
He'll
it.
take the
Give me.
arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
Move,
you
move, move,
suggest
move,
we
move,
just
move.
wait with arms crossed
Master
for the
Enderlin.
Raubritter to wreak havoc
Here you go,
all
sir.
around?
Wine here.
We can always
How do
ask
you
the
give them
king
the
to bring
wine?
order to the
You gotta go
realm
over
with his
here? Like,
army.
there we go.
Then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind.
I'll
Vielleicht?
hold on to the
I'd
red.
like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the
Waiter,
public
get me
bath.
white.
Of course.
Baths or brothels.
Coming right up, my good man.
Same thing.
Which guy is it?
So the
No.
cleanliness of the
That's not a good
city
idea,
is
sir.
not
This is
what it
unbelievable.
should be.
Why
Baths in
does
the
he keep
city
trying?
fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
Holding white.
Right.
Waiter,
We do have the new bats in Hopring. And Adam's old ones.
Is everything alright?
I hear the Hopring bats are more of
Is
a
everything
pigsty.
all right?
no.
They still are. a
But
bit,
there's nothing you can
but
do
the
about
quality
it.
went
Come
downhill at
closer.
Adams, too.
Yes.
Right.
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item
What does that have to do with
belongs
me? I'm a
to.
waiter.
And what is
Where are my glasses?
Silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go
Okay.
and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
I have to serve wine.
I'm supposed to serve the lords.
You're supposed to do what you're told. But suit yourself. I'll go and get it myself after the assembly.
Yeah, like what?
Wash. There's a
I don't care about the reputation being lost. That's not what we're here for.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well. And while he's there, a man can shave and take a...
Hey, boy!
You know...
A full cup of monastery
what?
wine.
Going to the baths is neither a
Roger that.
civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died
There you go, sir.
needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black
That was
Death
2
has nothing to
seconds.
do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important.
Waiter, get me white.
White on the double.
Arguing about who is going to
I don't know if
wash
I'm supposed to be paying attention to what they're saying, but I'm not. It's this
only a
idiot
waste of
again.
time because
sorry,
we're
sir.
always arguing about the
Orders
same
from
thing.
above.
This is unbelievable.
I should really pay
If we
attention
finally
to
admit
who's
it's a
saying it.
trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back.
What is this
to it.
lady doing?
A trifle. Do you ever walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop, and rubbish. The least we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Why not? In Jerome Nars's earthly paradise, everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know,
Waiter,
Gunslin
pour me
absolutely
red wine.
hates
Red wine on the double, on the double.
As long as he does no damage. Ulrich,
I don't
what
know
have
which
you
guy
got
it
to
was.
say about it?
Me?
Over there.
I'm not sure what you're implying.
I'm speaking
Here you go,
about
my
the
good man.
Rutard incident.
Here.
You were there,
Here you
weren't
go.
you?
Oh, that's just a small misunderstanding.
Haven't we met
We've sorted it out, and
Your face is
everything's
familiar.
My
Nope.
ears
Don't think
must
so,
be
sir.
deceiving me.
I'm
Are
sure
you
I'd remember.
defending Rutard? Besides,
Could I be mixing
if
you
his
up with
men
someone
attacked
else?
yours, as I've
no
heard,
matter.
then we
Back
have
to
a
work.
good reason to punish him.
What happened there?
He looks familiar and his name's familiar. Oh, he's the gun guy.
But in this case, it really was nothing.
Yes.
Everyone in the city
gunpowder.
gossiped about
Black
it.
powder.
I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated.
I'd like some white.
I don't think Rutard will cause any trouble.
White.
He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
Why do you have a dog
That's
under your
true.
table, sir?
Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will
My
put an
lord.
end to him, and soon.
waiter.
Unless
You're
he
welcome.
puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
I'm
When's
sorry,
the king coming?
Andreas, but I wouldn't brush it off so quickly. Why do
Why
I
is this
have the
lady just
feeling
staring
you're not
at
telling
me?
us the whole truth,
You there,
Ulrich?
lad.
Are you
A cup of bread.
accusing me of
And
lying?
don't you skimp on me.
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really
My good sir.
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little
Well,
truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes,
So you
Rutard
would
and
think,
had
I would
a
think,
little
you'd go
disagreement,
behind them because
but we
they're
ended it
not
quickly
blocking
because
things.
his daughter
But I guess not.
wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts.
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into
That's
their
me.
own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal.
Maybe
I
it's
could
not me.
understand it with mercenaries,
I'm not sure.
students,
Could be,
other scum of all
Menhart.
kinds, but city councillors?
Be specific, Forsooker. Are you blaming one of us?
Ah, and look who spoke first.
Waiter, get
First
me
of
white.
all, it
Roger
wasn't a
that.
duel. It was supposed to be an honorable combat. And I didn't even take part in it.
And that's the only
Here you go, my
reason
sir.
you're still here on the council and not in the pillory.
If you want to blame
That's
somebody,
him.
you should point the finger at the youngster here
Oblige.
who's...
Excuse me.
Go.
Never
go.
mind.
I don't want to see
I
you again.
suspect the
You're the one who
gentleman
asked for
from the
wine.
city's sword fighting school brought this custom to us.
I don't know
it's
who-
now run by the German Menhart. Who knows
Everything in
that
order?
fella?
Not quite,
Don't be ridiculous.
but I think you might be able to help me. Come here!
You act like you've
I'm here.
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel.
I'm
I took
the
them off
wineman.
to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a
Nope,
little while...
can't do it. I really shouldn't.
I really shouldn't, sir.
A fine servant you are.
I'm a servant for wine, not a servant for errands. You pig.
Guards are apparently settling accounts their
Refill,
own way.
boy.
We'll soon be the laughing stock of the whole town.
I'm
That's
forbidden.
not a good idea, sir.
Rest
This
assured
is
the whole town
unbelievable.
already laughing at us all day long. So what if they have one more reason?
My words exactly.
Who is this?
Town council
You're just a
is
maid.
squabbling
Why aren't you doing this
constantly with
job?
The Emperor Charles, and no one is left unscathed.
And you, a councillor, let people throw dirt on our work?
If I
This
threw out
Wenceslas guy
everyone who
really
complains
likes
over a
yapping.
beer,
And him too.
I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah,
I think that's Joffrey out there.
we'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
Since there is the eternal
What are you looking
dispute
at?
over the cathedrals, the building of the
Long
church
day,
is
huh?
dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to mock a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on?
Hey, waiter!
Are the experts from
Pour me
far
some
off
Tokai.
supposed to work in
Tokai, white. Coming.
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than
Here you go, my
welfare of
sir.
the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you?
You,
Then
lad,
what would that be?
you look familiar to
For
me.
instance, that
Have we
you'd
met?
like to have
No
an
idea.
altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen.
I have a
That
feeling
space in the
I've
side
spoken
nave
with
is
you
mine.
before, too.
Then hell freezes over,
Or
my
with
friend.
someone who
Your
looks a
place is
hell
at
of a
least
lot
2
like
steps
you.
behind mine.
Not me.
A swordsmith dares to insult me? Ha! I think not.
Excuse me? You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How
What?
dare you? I acquired
What?
my seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have,
Tokai!
they would be
And the
defeated by
full
that
cup.
bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Obrink.
What ne'er-do-well?
Here you go, sir.
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People
I
from
just
the
spilled it all
whole
over the
town go to
place.
watch them
It's
war.
you?
Oh,
I see you've come up in the world. From a bathhouse boy to a waiter. You'll go a long way.
I might make councillor one day.
Ah, yes,
You're a
I
merry
forgot.
soul, lad. I
What do
like
we
that.
have to discuss
Hmm.
next?
That's the guy that we helped Betty with. We had to stand in for a duel with him. Oh, we're hungry. Do you think it'd be appropriate to eat in a time like this? Nope. Chose the wrong time to try. Where is the king?
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Don't look at him.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
All rise. Get out of the way, Henry. Get out of the way. So this is the king. Nice hair. Oh. Who's the guy on the left? Go on, Henry. Go on. Dog staring at him. That is one thick-necked dog. Jeez. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. Don't. I wonder if he knows.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
What about everyone else?
Like this band of fives!
I guess that answers that question. Yeesh. At that time, at the Raborsh fortress. What? 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 Okay. Raborsh. See, I don't know exactly what that is. I still just feel like I need the devil gang. What? Why are things? What is going
Come now,
on?
Father. Put a little life into your
I
dying.
don't even have subtitles
See more
anymore.
cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject.
Yeah, see, I thought that was gonna happen. I don't have the choices.
Do you know any of the guests here?
No idea.
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company.
I don't know what happened. Everything just glitched out.
Nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Gutenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try.
1, 2, 3. Left click.
Who's that French fellow you
Left
brought
clicking
here
is
from
what works.
Wallachov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Gutenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
Okay, click.
How does it feel to breathe free air?
Wish I knew what these choices were.
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
Yes, quite. Click.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser.
Probably best.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
Alright, so are we like fixed now or what? Because it don't look like it. Like I don't have a bar on the bottom. Like I got no HUD. I got no nothing. Like what happened? Where are we? Oh. Okay. There we go. Things fixed. Does that mean we're permanently drunk on the bottom left there? Demand. You're an alcoholic. Your strength speed. Jeez. Die hard. When you're about to fall, you instead gain a second wind. Why is that active right now? What are the odds that he's got something on him? There we go. Get to know the rabbi. Meet Babaron. Samuel. No. I'd rather meet this guy first. That's not you. Hello there.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin. A friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Yet.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo.
the last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
Pleasure's all mine.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off.
How'd you end up in Malashov?
How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
You're quite mistaken, Monsieur Baron. I have.
Ah, je suis désolé. This Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen farmhands, children, and even women fighting. But the clergy? Sainte Mère, do tell me about it. No doubt you fought on the side of truth and honor.
Oh yes, of course.
My last big battle was in Kosovo.
I've heard of this battle. Many great men fell there.
Namida.
Aye. And it was there I decided it was nothing for me. So I settled down in the presbytery in Ujits.
Then, what are you doing here at a meeting of opponents of the crown?
The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
So you're a poet.
You say you're a poet?
Oh,
How about
God.
a verse or two to amuse us?
Please don't.
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand me.
Okay, thank you.
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested
That's
in my
crazy
greatest
to think that
journeys,
there are people
then I
who've
have
never seen the
traveled
ocean.
with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by
France.
any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
That's pretty cool.
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
Okay. Pleased to meet you there, Babaron. You see that? That was a glitch. I walked by, said, what was that nice smell? It's because Henry has the perfume on. What's up?
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg.
Pleased to meet you.
And this is Samuel, my aide.
What's up?
Would rather not be here at all.
Same.
Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need.
Got a
And
point.
why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
You're on
Are
business?
you here to arrange some trade?
We have more serious matters to attend to here than gaining a few groschen. The situation
I guess
in the
see,
town
I never
and
know
the
if it's like
kingdom
a choice,
is
like
unsustainable.
one or the
whole
other, or
land is
going
on
through
the
each one.
brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzig Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll get to know each other better. He should be coming here later, by the way. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say?
Yep.
From Skalitz?
Yep.
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father.
What?
But he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Wait.
He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry and raised him as his own.
So they're like
on the
kind of
orders of the
stepbrothers.
Lord of Skalitz.
Interesting.
Sir Radzig Kobila, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayd?
Yeah, I mean, technically they're not
there will
blood
be
related,
more
so
suitable times.
it's a good health.
Good health.
L'chaim.
Okay. Yeah, see, I just think I should have had the other devil people here.
Dear friends and
This
allies,
might have been a big mistake.
in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains,
Like, even the devil's here.
what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame?
Yeah.
A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We
Well, the
don't
rabbi
have
said
men
he's
out
got
there.
money.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole son won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
I'm really angry. I should have done that other quest sooner. I didn't think of it until just the other day or yesterday, whenever it was.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this.
Agreed.
Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
At first opportunity, I need to do the devil stuff. It might even be too late, though. Because I would assume if you are getting a pack of people, they would be at this thing if the devil's there. That'll be so annoying if I missed it. That'll mean like so much that has to be redone. Any day now.
Well,
there we
just
go.
as expected.
That was like 20 minutes of
Good health.
waiting.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein.
So,
and you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
What's that supposed to mean?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
I don't have any better... Yeah, well, I guess.
As it happens, I've got nothing better to do anyway.
Excellent. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain... shortcomings?
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Oh, yeah?
I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
When Sigismund sees that, he'll be off to Hungary all the sooner. At a gallop.
Exactly. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge.
Why is he at like a
if
weird
we find
little
support and make it look like the whole
turn?
thing was his idea.
Why is he even looking at me?
We'll all win.
Face me. Well, it's like weird. Why are you doing all this? You have an interesting way of thinking. You do have an interesting way.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Hamann Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile,
do I need to get all 3 or majority of the 3? What if it doesn't work?
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome. Because it would mean slow, but certain defeat for all of us.
Yeah, why me?
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to talk, and you're not just out for your own good. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you two left.
Tell me more about these lords.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Whoever's on top.
Botchek of Kunstadt. I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Okay. I don't really see how that's going to help me.
Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. So his days in the council are numbered. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that's why we need him.
Alright, what about this Anna?
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this are more of a
male affair? So far, Godwin, so far. Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth thanks to her. And that it was thanks to her that he died, too.
Okay.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us both luck. Before the day is over, the die will be cast.
Success to our plans.
We are an alcoholic. Like how he just stores a goblet in his butt pocket. Alright. Who are we starting with? Hello, Alderman.
I'd like to check your horses out. See if they're as good as you say.
Ha, even better. But you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well, well, we have a new guest.
So,
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without a by your leave. Or to arrest my guests some more?
what?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I don't even know who this guy is. Martin Oderin.
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately.
Oh.
Speak up then.
So he means father.
What are you doing here?
I thought he meant like a priest.
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze. I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
You're disgracing the family right now. Yeah.
I wouldn't set foot here if I had a choice. Better to be a priest in some backwater than have a father like you.
How dare you?
You're as shit a father as I am a son. We've got nothing to blame each other for. And now let me speak to Older.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor.
Ooh.
If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
Are you serious?
We've never met, and we have no cause to be enemies. Take back your challenge, and we'll sort things out peacefully.
You've got no other option. You insulted Father's honor.
Gentlemen, surely there's no need for violence.
Agreed.
I can have a word in private with Lord Oderin, the second, as he desires, and then...
Out of the question. This uncouth lout needs a lesson, and he's got plenty to learn from Christopher. By God's grace, I have at least one son I can be proud of.
I challenge him to a duel.
You'll get nothing but shame, as always. Suit yourself, then. We'll fight. Come to the outer courtyard, but quietly. We don't have to put on a show for the crowd.
After you.
Well, that's that. Now, where were we?
Shouldn't we rather...
No, Christopher will sort it out, you'll see.
And when he doesn't?
Room for us. We'll just settle a very
Why is my sword already
it's an honorable
bloody?
duel, man against man. Stay back.
That would have done permanent damage. See, I really thought he was going to do the same thing again, and then he didn't.
Enough! That will do!
Wasn't that embarrassing?
My god. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that?
War.
Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword fighting in a school.
I was in a war.
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out of the archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. And the sooner you realize that, the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
And still no luck.
Not
Well,
at
we
all.
won't say that. That's rude.
I remember him the same since I was a nipper. When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only 3 days. He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder?
Yeah.
Aye. The outcome of this war depends on it.
That sounds very important, considering you and Alder are both pretty small players. After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me. And tell me what it's all about.
Do I have any choice?
If it's really that important, you don't.
All right, then. You've heard Yob's plan,
I don't know. I don't really trust this
It's a nice
guy.
idea, but we can't wait around without
Who
an army
knows
to
if
back us
he's a
up.
Only
backstabber?
no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
Okay. Well, I'm going to assume that that worked because it checkmarked it. We've gained support. Oh my god. Is he up? Is he down? Where is this idiot? Hello, Bocek.
Sir Bocek, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips, and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear.
That's not
Yobs
very
comes
nice.
up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over for him.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms? If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
Well, you see. How can I convince
How
you?
can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security. I don't want to end up like Rutard.
I understand.
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property, ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots
Didn't
of
I just
subjects
agree
to
with
look
him?
after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund.
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
I mean, that one's crazy.
I believe Liechtenstein is single.
And an uncertain party. Besides, he's inconvenient for Sigismund. Yitka could end up being a pawn to blackmail both of us.
Okay, what about Capon?
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
Yeah.
What's wrong with him? He's young, he's handsome, women are fighting over him. Yitka will like him, and he'll give her a whole bunch of children.
And to half the wenches in his domain too, eh?
Yeah,
On
probably.
the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on, despite his temper. Maybe it's not such
So why
a
did I
bad
lose reputation? So you'll support the plan? I'll convey your offer. Yeah.
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon. If he agrees, we can celebrate our alliance.
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees, I'll be happy to support your plan.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying and go and tell Hanush.
Okay. Move. So here's the thing.
Sir Hanush, I bring happy tidings.
You do? Let's hear it then.
Young Lord Capon is going to get married.
If he's got some impoverished noble's daughter pregnant, I'll have his hide.
No, see, it's not like that.
Some bastard.
You misunderstood my meaning. I was the one who arranged the betrothal. I mean, with your blessing.
You arranged a marriage for my ward?
Yep.
Just like that?
Yep.
With who?
With the niece of Sir Bocek, Lord of Kunstadt. Her name's Yitka.
Bocek of Kunstadt? The Bocek of Kunstadt?
Yep.
Godwin, you conniving old bastard.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Ratte parish.
All right.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
Sure.
Cheers!
Cheers to you, and to your parlaying skills.
Time for that butt goblet. See, it's really unfortunate because this is going on for so long. There's no way that I'm going to redo it all. So if it is that the quest for this guy's little gang does disappear, that's it. That's it. I'm not going back.
Sir Bocek,
We can't go back.
your niece Yitka can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed, without reservations.
Indeed.
Pretty much.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstadt.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What do you
We're
say?
gonna get wasted after this. Cheers.
Cheers to the beautiful Lady Yitka and the unhappy Lord Capon.
Here's to a good bargain.
He seems a little too enthusiastic about it. I feel like we got the short end of the stick. Alright, where's this Anna? Hello? Journal. Get support from Anna. Very important. Despite all the gossip, she maintains a reputation of clever. Okay, but where is she? I might as well find her. Servant. Helena. Looking for a woman. How did I even get in here? Or down here? Hello. Oh. We're drunk. How did we get down here? I feel like I remember coming from this way. What? Where is this lady? No, it was up here. Yeah. Okay. You.
God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to ask.
Well, we're wasted.
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support. And your money.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my money for?
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Pretty much.
Be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and divining their intentions is a necessity. Although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
Yeah, you do seem to know a
hit the nail on the
lot.
head again, Mom. You're well informed.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Alright, so what do you want? Then you've come to the right place. Who taught you that?
Who did you learn from? In my experience, women usually learn other skills.
I acquired the basics from my husband. God rest his soul. And the rest I learnt quickly, as soon as others started sniffing around his estate. So, to the point. What is it that Liechtenstein wants from me?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me for help?
Because you got money.
Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
Because you've got money, your wealth needs protection. Sigismund will not take revenge on a woman. You've got money, but you're wise as well, yeah.
It's not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on two fronts.
Yes.
If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Harman Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
That's a bit of a problem.
And these papers I'm supposed to switch, what do they concern?
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between myself and certain undesirable parties.
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear, but I'll rest easier when those papers are in my hands.
Have you fallen out with the town councillor?
No. Alder is innocent in the matter. My relatives from the House of Bartosz are behind it all. They're disappointed that I dared outlive my husband, and the fact that I'm handling his estates makes their hair stand on end.
Wouldn't that have been fairly common to outlive your husband unless you died in childbirth?
I'm supposed to rob an ally.
Harman Alder was given
Like back in these days, you died from childbirth or you died from old age. Or you were burned for being a witch. Or disease, I guess. Okay. This is gonna be a problem.
Just insignificant documents. If the incriminating ones
We get
disappeared
caught,
without
we
a trace,
lose.
it would
Probably
arouse
both of
suspicion.
them.
All right, I'll help you. Or at least I'll give it a try.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, and put these there instead.
Roger that, my
But
lady.
watch yourself. Odorin's groom has eyes everywhere.
No, trust me, we know. Forged documents. So what, in here? Yeah. Okay, easy enough.
Huh?
Bruh.
What's that? What brings you here?
What brings you here, my good man? How's it going? Crazy how times have changed, isn't it? Yep, yep. That went surprisingly well. I don't know where that guy was a second ago, but... M'lady.
I've got those papers from Alder for you.
Quiet! You don't have to announce it to everyone.
I'm drunk, what do you expect?
Lady, with all the clamor going on here, I can hardly hear my own thoughts. Here they are.
You're more capable than I expected.
Yeah, you know, I'm built different.
Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. And now you're part of the bargain.
As agreed. I will support
Let's go 3 for 3.
with both
Well,
words
most
and
likely
money.
3 for 3. Assuming Christopher does his part.
God will...
Yes, quite. But let's drink to our bargain.
Bro, why does everyone want to drink?
How could I refuse a toast with such a fine lady? To your health, Lady Anna.
And to the success of our efforts.
Cheers. Okay. Talk to Liechtenstein. My lord Liechtenstein.
Gentlemen, I think we can
Are
raise
we
our
gentlemening?
goblets to the
There's only one
successful
dude.
conclusion of the negotiations.
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Ain't even here.
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Odorin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Kunstadt will support our cause.
Both of them?
Wow.
Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink. So
You're
if you'll
already
excuse
wasted.
me, my lords?
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground.
And now we have it.
But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours. They'll give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslas, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
Hip hip hooray.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Hip hip hooray.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
He ain't gonna be happy. Can we go back to Henry now? Meanwhile... Do I still have to be serving people? I'm kind of over that. I guess not. Maybe.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything.
That's crazy.
The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wencesla's side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Well...
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants. Chicken shits. Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
I apologize, sire. I'll do everything in my power to...
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets.
True.
And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable
I still don't know who this guy in the red is.
And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear
That's not gonna
results,
happen now that the mine blew
and you
up.
answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed.
Well.
Don't go anywhere.
We're still going?
Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Margaret.
I don't know what he wants.
Was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly.
I bet you he wants a red.
Sire, you were harsh, but rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup?
I don't know what he wants.
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy,
see, how would I know?
A monastic wine. The monks had a good year.
Oh, no.
We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling.
Here you go.
Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides.
I saw it say wine. I thought it said white.
We had a proper army instead of human mercenaries. They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished.
I don't like how he refers to himself as multiple people.
With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin.
You know how crazy of a difference things would be if I poisoned that?
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do
I'd
you
pour
know
him
of
another.
them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobs does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobs is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe.
Would it
But
be
first I
common
have to
for him
conquer
to
a few
switch
more cities
colors?
and get a couple more lords on my side.
Like, I don't know if people do
threat
that.
of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Margaret.
Do you need more?
And to your health too, boy. May
Yeah,
your
we should be
children
looking
grow
at
in a
him.
land ruled by a good king. You did a good job, waiter. You can be proud of yourself.
Don't talk to
Your
him.
health, Your Majesty.
How's he taking that many gulps out of that? Some small sips.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Rabush. Odorin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard
That's where
Once we get
the
Odorin,
others
we can handle
are.
Ruthard easily. Rabosh will be yours.
Ugh.
After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No, we shall have white.
See?
We have had enough of red.
White it is.
Did not. I'm going.
Bush falls.
Did not realize that you could switch like
I
that.
think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
This is a long old mission.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
To bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right.
So is that where it started,
So then,
the game?
To victory.
Because it
And
sounds
you,
like they're
boy,
bringing
will you
people
drink with us?
to the
so that you shall have
meeting
something to tell your children
fortress.
and grandchildren.
To victory.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
Later that... Bro, this is such a long mission. We need to stop. We're out of time. Yeah, I have a feeling this is like... I don't remember the name of the fortress that the game started with, where we were defending as Godwin. It's gotta be this, though. Oh, God. Alright. Preach. It doesn't even matter at this point. We're stopping, because we're out of time, and it's just getting to be too much. I'm still really upset. I have a strong feel. I mean, this is here. So, like, I guess it's not gone. But I don't know. We're gonna have to pray that that stays. That'd be so unfortunate if it goes away. But, like, this has been so long. We cannot go. Even we started today. The only reason we did that mission was because it sounded like it was timed. Because there was the infiltrate, like, oh, it's coming, the gathering thing is going to happen, you got to go quick. So I did it. I was going to do the Devil's Pack thing. So that would mean we got to go back even further, which is like 2 episodes. I ain't doing that. There ain't no way. So it's either it works or it doesn't. I'd be really upset if it doesn't, but that'll be what it'll be. So we will continue as Godwin later. Talk to Liechtenstein and celebrate with the guests. But those are for another time, because we're way out. Way over. Anyway, for now, we're drunk, and we out.